Hello everybody, this is going to be an updated TCS speedrun setup guide. So firstly, we need to get to the game files. So if you know how to get there manually, you can just do that. Otherwise, come to the game here in Steam, click this cog that says manage, scroll down to manage here and browse local files. And it will open this up. And this is pretty much what your files should look like if you haven't done anything to them yet. And what we're going to do is extract the .dat files. So this game.dat and these episode.dats. What this is going to do is decrease load times, which isn't necessarily relevant anymore because of loadless, but still nice to have. More importantly, this is very useful for Brickbench. It's actually required for Brickbench, which is a very, very handy practice tool that we use. So the way we're going to extract these files is with QuickBMS. So I've just got a folder here with TCS mods and stuff. QuickBMS, there will be a link to QuickBMS in the description. You just go to this link and you just click this download. It'll download QuickBMS and extract the stuff and whatnot. And then you should have a folder that looks mostly like this. And what you're also going to have to download, this will also be in the description, is this new ttgames.bms file. This is the script we're going to run to extract these files. So once you have QuickBMS downloaded and ready to go, you're just going to launch it. And it'll open up this command prompt as well as this window. And we need to select the BMS script. So this is just going to be that new ttgames.bms file that we just downloaded. So we need to find that. So let me just do this. And we're going to click that. And then it's going to open up this thing that says select input archives files. This is where we need to select the files we want to extract. So let's go back to the game files. I'm just going to copy the path here in this window I have open. Come back here and paste it. Hit enter. And you're just going to hold down control, select all the episode.dats. Whoops. And then select the game.dat as well. And you're just going to hit open. And then this doesn't matter, just hit save. So now if we go to the command prompt, we can see that this is running. And you're just going to let this run until it finishes, and I'll see you guys when it's done. Alright, so once it finishes and you get to this screen, you should notice in your game files, by the way, that you have this levels folder now. If you click that, you can see all the extracted levels. These are the map files. But going back to the command prompt, we're not done yet. We need to type in S and then hit enter. What this is going to do is pretty much just skip over all the stuff that we didn't select. So I'm going to let this run, and then I'll see you guys when that's done. Alright, so the script is done running. We can just close this command prompt by hitting enter. And now you should notice a couple more folders in your game files. Like this characters folder. All the ones with all caps should be brand new. And we are done with QuickBMS. We don't need that anymore. So next up is the GOG executable. And there should be a download link to this in the description as well. We're going to need this for Brickbench and for the load remover / AutoSplitter. It's very simple to swap out. All you need to do is just download the executable from the link in the description. And then we're just going to take the Steam executable and you can just delete it. You can save it if you want by just dragging it out, but there's really no need for it after you have the GOG. And then just move the GOG in there. And now you're good. You are running with the GOG executable. If I just double click this, we can just see the game open like so. Also, an advantage of using the GOG executable is that the game doesn't open through Steam, which will lose time on resets. So this is very handy for saving a couple seconds on resets. And you can see the game working just fine. All right, let me close that. And back here. So now your files are all good. I would actually recommend deleting the episode.dat files. You have zero need for them anymore, and you can delete the game.dat if you want, but I would leave that one in there because this one affects loads strangely. So just leave that one in there. But yeah, for now your files are good. You're all done with that. You can just close it out. Next, let's talk about AutoSplitter and Load Remover. So if you download the splits from speedrun.com, they won't look like this because this is my own layout. But once you open them, just right click and edit splits. And if the game name does not say this for whatever reason, just make sure that it's Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga, whatever category you're running. And then all you have to do to enable the AutoSplitter and Load Remover is just hit activate on this right here. And then you can open your settings right here. Make sure you're not using the Steam executable because load removing doesn't work with that. It only works with the GOG. And then, yeah, make sure that when you're using this as well, for example, if you're wanting to run all mini kits, make sure you don't also have any % selected. Otherwise, it will break. So yeah, if you want to run all mini kits, you'd have using the GOG and category all mini kits selected. And then you have these other options down here. Like if you want to split on every room, you can select that one. If you don't want that, it'll just split on every level. Split on every room in the cantina if you want cantina splits. An invasion timer for Jedi battle manipulation. But we don't have to get into that. Just make sure that you don't have this one selected and you don't have 2 categories selected. That's about it for the settings. There's also these start, split, and reset options. You pretty much just want to leave those checked. And please, for the love of all things holy, don't have 2 load removers on your layout. Please only use one, because you can also download the load remover and insert it into here by just hitting plus and then control scriptable auto splitter. You can do it that way, but it's much preferred if you do it this way, because then if there needs to be an update to it for whatever reason, you get it automatically. You don't have to download a new file and insert it. You just get it automatically from the GitHub updates that I can send out, and it just makes it way easier for me. Makes it way easier for you. You just have to click a button. You don't have to do anything else. So just use this one. And then when you're running as well, make sure that your timer, you're comparing against the game time, not real time. That way the load remover will actually work. That's pretty much it for splits and load removing and stuff. Last up is Brickbench. So if you go to this link that will be in the description, this is just the GitHub page for Brickbench and its releases. You are just going to want to download the .zip version. In the previous setup guide, we used the .msi one, but there's a bug with that one where sometimes when you're downloading other files, they'll download as Brickbench files for whatever reason. So just use the .zip. It's much simpler. And then it'll look something like this. And then you just want to extract it. And I actually moved it, let's see, into my TCS mods folder. And it's just Brickbench right here. And then it should just look like this. You can open it right there. Let me open the game real quick. All right. So when we open Brickbench, it's going to give us this window here. Create project, load map project, or open hook. For speedrunning, we don't need to worry about create project. If you want to look at the map files without the game open, you'll need to do load map project. But if you want to use this for speedrun practice, you're just going to open the game and then click open hook. And then you're going to want to hit Lego Star Wars Complete Saga GOG. Say connected to process, and it'll open this window right here. So you can see this is us. This is Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan in the cantina. And here's the cantina map file, and you can kind of explore this if you really want to. But we don't really care about that. We want to use this for speedrun practice. So you're going to want to come over here to runtime hook. If you don't see this for whatever reason, just go into tools and select runtime hook. That'll be right here. And then you're going to just want to check all of these and enable global hotkeys as well. And then this little drop down here has all the map files, and you can basically just select one. So let's go to the last room in Vader. Or I don't know if this is the last room in Vader. Vader C. And then we go back in game. Let me just wait for it to appear in the layout. All right, here we are. Now, if I just hit either F12 or backslash, it's going to load that room in Vader. And you have a lot of freedom with this, but it's most useful for just practicing rooms. So let's see, I think Camino D is, yeah, so like if you were practicing Camino button skip, you would just have Camino D open, and you can practice and whatnot, and then when you want to restart the room, you just hit the global hotkey. You can also teleport your player. It's like this. Player 1 is T, and player 2 is control and T. And if you want to set a new position to teleport your player 2, you just have to move in Brickbench. So like, let's teleport player 1 over here. So let me go back into game. Just wait for it to pop up. Now if I hit T, I'm going to go all the way over here. And that can be useful for various practice things. I don't know, I can't think of anything off the top of my head. But yeah, and then if for whatever reason, Brickbench like alt tabs you out when you reload the room, just uncheck auto load maps from current hooked game. And that way, like if I go to a different level, it won't load the map. It won't load the map every time. It'll just reset the room in the game for you. But that's pretty much it. Happy running, and thanks for watching.